Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Nosebleeds Report. Today we're talking all things Super Bowl. Before we get started there, I just want to remind everybody, this is a nonprofit. Well, we're doing this to support youth sports. There are links in the description here. Go ahead and click on that. All the links. It's a link tree. It'll go to our donation page. It'll go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page. And now that we're using this new software, we're going to be going live from now on. We're live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So welcome, guys. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to everybody out there.
Yes.
Happy
Super Bowl speaking Sunday. Of the donations, Little League is getting ready to get started here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. There are kids who who may not be able to afford, basic items like cleats and gloves and bats and that kind of thing. So please consider donating. It's going to go to a great cause for Murfreesboro Little League.
Yes. Last week we had the president of Murfreesboro Little League on, and here at the Nosebleed Reports, we believe that all kids deserve the right to play sports, and it keeps them off the street, keeps them out of trouble. The old cliche here. So today our special guest is Scott Blanchard. He is a coach with the NCAA. So, hey, Scott, why don't you give us a minute and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Scott Blanchard. I'm the head volleyball coach at Suffolk University down in Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm also the head men's tennis coach in Boston. I've been coaching college sports for about 30 years. I went to, I've known Rich forever and ever and ever. We went to junior high and high school together and kept in touch over all the years. I just want to say that, all the, podcasts that he does, this one for, supporting the Murfreesboro youth sports and the ones that he does for the veterans it's phenomenal work, Rich. And I don't think you guys get enough credit for what you do. When Rich asked me if I would do this, I pretty much figured he was going to get me on here to hammer me for a while because I live in Boston. And he refers to me,
buddy. It's coming.
Oh, I'm aware. And he refers to me as a Tom Brady honk. So, I'm really excited to be here today. It should be a lot of fun.
Scott, how do you think the Patriots are going to do in the Super Bowl today?
That was the whole thing. That was the thing this morning. Nobody in New England knows what to do. The Patriots aren't playing today. Tom Brady's not playing today. They're just kind of wandering around in a fog. They don't know what to do.
Hey, so first Tom Brady says he's going to retire. Now he's saying, "Oh, hold on, maybe I'm not going to retire." Do you think he's going to retire, or do you think he's going to play again?
I don't know if I would not be at all surprised to see him end up in San Francisco, because that's where he's from. But I don't know. I think once Giselle has gotten him to say the words, that this might be it. So, although he could be a little red ass about not winning the MVP after burying Aaron Rodgers in every statistical category there is, but you don't know.
Well, he does have a lot of influence from, Gronkowski, right? And the story how Gronk was supposedly traded to the Lions, and Gronk said, "No, you can't trade me. I'm retired." And so they, he's close to folks who have worked the system, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm aware that Gronkowski, I guess, said a couple of days, or I saw it yesterday, that he wouldn't be surprised to see Brady back in the NFL in 2 years. I'm like, so he's going to take 2 years off and then come back. So
that would be a little tough. I think once you get out of the rhythm, especially at that age, I think if he kept playing, I literally think he could play till he's 50 years old. He is that good. That's why
he's slowing down.
I don't say I hate him. I'm just tired of seeing him on the podium every Super Bowl Sunday, man. Enough already.
Yeah. Well, I was a little surprised that they won it last year. It was, their first home game was the Super Bowl. They were on the road for all 3 playoff games. So,
and now the Rams are in the Super Bowl and they're playing at home, but they have to use the visitors' locker room.
Yes, I know.
That's kind of That's kind of rough.
Yeah, and they were reading some stat. I don't know what the subject matter was, but they were talking about winning at home, and they said the Buccaneers Super Bowl win last year didn't count because it was technically considered a neutral site. So today is a neutral game, no matter how you look at it.
Well, that's true. Well, the stat was that they were saying that, it was the first time that a team had won in their home stadium, not necessarily
as the
making it a home game, making it a neutral site game.
Yeah. So the last 6 playoff games, going back to the divisional round to today, they have all been decided by 3 points, except for Kansas City. That was 4 points, but that was the only overtime game. Has this ever happened before? This is crazy. And it's the Super Bowl. Is this going to go down to the last minute field goal? What is going on?
After all this, it better go down to
It's been awesome to watch the NFL playoffs this year.
It's been amazing this year, even though I had to work every freaking Sunday. But I can make it home in time for the late games. But it's been crazy. I love it.
Scott, I've got a question. With you being at the collegiate level and our what we're trying to do is raise money for Little League youth sports. There is a sense of you rely on coaches at that level to at least get some of the things taken care of for you once you get them into the next level of competition. Can you give an example of someone you saw coaching youth sports who really made a good impact on some of your players that you see now?
Well, it's we recruit from all over the country, and it's we get a lot of kids from outside the region. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. So we're about half and half. Half of our roster is from New England, and the rest are from outside. We have Northern California, Southern California, Colorado, Texas, Georgia. Those programs, they do make it a little easier for kids that maybe cannot afford to play the sports. And while volleyball, especially in volleyball, if you're going to play in college and you need to be playing club, and club has can get very expensive, and it starts at the at the youth levels where like the little leagues and stuff like that. They I know the little league where the town that my kids played in, if somebody had some need or something like that, they just had to reach out and say something, and there were fee waivers. They would come up. You might wake up to a new bat and a glove sitting on your front porch. Little things like that. And it's like, and that's what I think is very important, that the work that you guys are doing with look at that, Jim Donovan we went to high school with him.
Hi, Jim.
And the little things that you guys are doing for Murfreesboro. I mean, that's going to be helpful for these kids, because sometimes you might not get a kid, the next Derek Jeter or Alan Trammell might be walking around Murfreesboro and not be able to play because he doesn't have the money for it.
Yeah, the fields that Coach George and I we coach Little League coaches pitch, and we're from David Price is from here, so he's a big supporter, and I think he actually donated one of the fields. Is that correct, George?
Yeah, the Miracle Field that we play on occasionally. It's sweet. It's really sweet.
Yeah, it's like a little stadium. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I wish he would play. Every year.
Kurt Schilling is actually Kurt Schilling donated to the town that's next to us. They donated the Pony League and the high school size fields that are down there. So
that's cool.
Sonny Gray was out of this area too. I think he went to high school in Smyrna.
Yeah, I have a question about recruiting. Are we allowed to talk about this? I don't want to get you in trouble. Okay, so now that you're a tennis coach and a volleyball coach, are you allowed to recruit both sports at the same time? Like, is there legalities there? Like, how's this work?
Well, no, it's what's going to make it a little challenging is because we play volleyball in the fall and we play tennis in the spring. I have a top-notch assistant coach that works with me for volleyball. She's basically my my left and my right hand, so she's constantly making sure that we're in line for doing getting out and getting to see kids. Zoom calls and stuff like that. Since we just started the tennis thing, I kind of whispered in her ear that I would like her to help me with that too. And she gave me the sideways glance on her way out of the office. So I still have to work on that. So, but a lot of the club volleyball stuff is played in the spring. So balancing tennis and recruiting is going to be a bit of a challenge. A lot of the stuff, though, I can see on a Sunday in volleyball. So I'm not exactly sure when the recruiting thing is done for tennis, but I mean, I've literally only been the tennis coach for about a week and a half. So, we're working on that.
I think Clint Eastwood did a movie about recruiting. I think it was called Curveball. Did you recall that movie?
Oh, the curve.
Was it?
Yeah,
it's like Trouble with the Curve or something.
Trouble with the Curve.
Yeah.
So, are you like Clint Eastwood? You're sitting in the stands and you can't see because you're so
old. Well,
Richard, 87 is not old.
What do you mean 87? You mean class of 87, or are you calling me 87 years old? And we just got a comment from one of the girls that actually got me into volleyball, has made a comment about it. The tennis players make great volleyball players, and she's correct about that. Tennis players, because of the way they serve, and that's a natural arm swing for volleyball. So
that's cool.
Eventually, one day that she's going to be one of our guest speakers. Also, she's very active. Also,
one of my favorite plays in volleyball. You do the bump set spike. And you tell me what it is, Coach, but it's where you fake a set and you actually go over the net.
That's called a setter dump.
A setter dump, and I saw
setter dump.
Yeah, I saw it from a girl that in high school, and it just, to me, it was just so clever and witty and a good way to get a quick score, because it catches the defenders off guard, and I think it's really
well. Yeah, especially with a perfect pass, they're all expecting that you're going to set one of the big hammers, and then you just drop it over in the middle of the court. And that falls into what we refer to as a team meeting, with 6 people standing around watching a ball hit the middle of the floor. And something interesting about that play also is what you, especially with the younger kids, when one setter does it, the other setter will do it probably within the next 3 plays, just to say, hey, I can do it too. So
yeah.
Interesting.
If we're going to break down volleyball, can we break down the scene in Top Gun?
The worst volleyball scene ever.
Oh, come on, man. They were oiled up, bro.
Okay, that doesn't really do anything for me. I mean,
but the high five is classic. I still do it.
The high five was great, but the net violations when they swing, the bent arms when they're passing, mishandling the ball. So they all had pretty good arm swings, so I will give them that. So
when that movie comes on, my kids dreaded it. Obviously this movie's like 37 years old. My kids hated it when it was in the house because I would pick that sucker apart, man. Like, that's not real. They can't do that. For people that don't know, the movie Top Gun was filmed on my ship while I was there, and 2 of my friends are actually in the movie. So I shred that movie when it comes on.
Come on, you were a technical director, right?
And by the way, Tom Cruise was.
It was his idea to get him oiled up at the volleyball.
Yeah, I had to oil him up.
There you go. There you go.
So, before we get started on the Super Bowl, I have a little clip that I stole from TikTok. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to be honest with you. When I first watched this clip, I got emotional. I'm so happy for Mr. Stafford and his wife. I think this is great, and the Detroit Lions squandered another great player. The list goes on. Obviously, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. If you can't win, Billy Sims, and a lot of people don't know this. So both Scott and I were 56 years old. So we've been around since day one of the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions have one playoff win in our lifetime.
And actually, I think they cheated to get it because I think there was something that they had 12 men on the field when they scored the winning points.
Yeah, so it's been a rough ride. This is why I give Scott so much crap, because he up and moved out of Detroit, moved to Boston, and like now he lives in the city of winners, and I live in a city of losers. But as you can see behind me, my gear, my room, that's Honolulu blue and silver. I literally went to Sherwin-Williams and said, I need the SKU for Honolulu blue and silver. The kid I was talking to that was working there, he was probably 18 or 19 years old, and he was like, looks at me funny. He's like, that's kind of random, Honolulu blue and silver. I go, yeah, I'm from Detroit, man. I'm painting my man cave the colors. This kid went on a 20-minute rant how stupid I am for following a team. And I was like, literally, he was like saying this stuff out loud. I'm like, dude, you work here, man. Keep this stuff inside your head. I am a paying customer, man. What are you doing? He just railed me. My wife looks at me and is like, what's going on right now? I was like, I don't know, man. This kid's rough, man. And I was like, well, where are you
I'll
from?
Just go to Home Depot and get this paint.
Yeah, right.
I asked the kid, I was like, well, where are you from? He's like, Washington, D.C. I'm like, come on, you don't even have a name.
They do now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play this clip, and then we're gonna talk about Matthew Stafford, the Super Bowl, and Joe Burrows.
Should send a thank you note to the Detroit Lions. Thank you, Lions, for 13 years of chaos.
Detroit doesn't know what to do. They don't know what they've been doing. They've been a national embarrassment.
And trailing. And Matt having no running game. And get the hell beat out of him for 13 years.
Stafford shaken up.
Thank you, Lions. Because of that.
He's up. One play for the Lions. Dante Culpepper's at quarterback. You win it or lose it.
Timeout. Cleveland. I can throw the ball if you need me to throw the ball. I can throw the ball if you need me to throw the ball.
He's up. He's looking better now. Fortunately, what is going to happen now? 1 yard to gain. Throw. Touchdown Detroit. They did it.
He is so equipped for now.
Tied at 27. 35 seconds and no timeouts.
Deep downfield. He's got Cup. He's got to get out of bounds. Stafford. Deep downfield. He's got Cup again. He's at the 10. The Detroit Lions. No timeouts left. Time is running.
He dives in for the touchdown. Did he get it? Yes, sir, he did. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
Unbelievable. Stafford just must get down there. Blocks it with 4 seconds remaining, and the Rams are in position to win the game.
Boots it.
Los Angeles will host the NFC Championship game.
He's finally got a good team around him, and now he's in the NFC Championship game. And he shut a lot of people up.
And back to Garoppolo. Pocket Trundling. He spins out. He's hit. He's wrapped up. He flips it forward. It's tipped. It's intercepted. The Rams are staying home to play in Super Bowl 56.
Is this kind of what you thought it would be like? This is a whole lot better than what I thought it was going to be like, man. This is an unbelievable team.
All right.
Awesome.
When I first watched it, I think I had tears in my eyes.
Absolutely.
I couldn't be more happy for Matthew Stafford, and it pisses me off that this is not the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But it's like the beginning of the video said, honestly, he's almost mentally unbeatable because of what he went through in Detroit. And
yeah,
now you put him the first good team he's ever been on. I mean, come on. You know.
Yeah, he's been in the league for over 13 years. He's never won a playoff game until this year. Now he's in the Super Bowl.
Well, it's Super Bowl, Detroit, Super Bowl. I think you have a clip for that.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
They've hosted it a couple times.
That's yeah, man. It's tough to get there with a team when you know, you got guys like a retired or a halfway retired Reggie Bush as like supposedly a star running back. Like, come on, you know, he really. I feel like Detroit has a better team now than what they put around him for many years. I mean, Golden Tate, you know, what was you know, he had Calvin Johnson, but he called it quits early. So it's it's a storybook, that's for sure.
Yeah, obviously I wish Detroit would have let Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson play somewhere else, because I swear that we'd be in the same position right now.
Yeah,
watching a former Lion playing a Super Bowl. Some of the greats.
So.
All right, I'm gonna have a little slideshow. I want to go with you guys. We gotta get down to the important stuff here.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
X's and O's, no, man.
Yes.
This is where I can participate.
Plates and bowls.
So this is what I'm making. This is the homemade French bread. I'm gonna break this down. So I have French breads that I purchased. So I'm gonna slice them in half. Right. I have a compound butter. So I'm gonna make a garlic bread first. Bake it. After the garlic bread's done, I'll pull it out. Put my homemade marinara sauce on there. Throw a little mozzarella and some pepperonis. And I'm looking.
I think you need to mix some provolone in with the mozzarella.
Oh, that's a good call. Now I gotta run to the store. Thanks a lot.
So an Italian dish on French bread.
Yeah. It's actually a good combination.
It's culturally confused.
This is actual photo of it last time I made it, man, and it's delicious.
Oh, nice cup of pepperoni too.
Yeah, I love you know what? So don't get me started on pepperoni. I went to Kroger 3 times this week, and there's not a damn pepperoni in the damn store. Like, I don't know if it's on the truck on the Ambassador Bridge or on a shipping container in the middle off of the coast of LA. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's hard to find anything these days. So I had to go with regular pepperonis. I'm kind of hurt about that.
It's only hard to find the things that you need.
This is George's slides now. Go ahead, George. Let's break these down.
Yeah, I mean, for those who still have their goals in place for New Year's resolutions, we have a veggie tray, which is a classic. It's good to snack on and keep it healthy if you can. The buttermilk ranch is probably not a wise choice, but and then these are the ribs that my wife and I got dressed up last night. We got them rubbed and just sitting there waiting to smoke. We're gonna smoke them here in a little while. Get the grill going.
I thought you were doing chili.
Some baby back ribs. Yeah, we're doing chili too.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
Yeah. And this is a venison taco chili. So I'm going to smoke it as well on my big green egg. And it's really delicious. You take the piece of meat and you put it over on a grate above the stew that you're looking at. And you smoke the meat. Then when you get done with it, it's called over the top, and you crumble it up and put it in the chili. It's really delicious.
Oh, by the way, I have some elk. I'm going to drop by your house here in a little bit. You can you can add some elk to it.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Keep it wild.
Yes.
And my wife got the last bag of Fritos in the city of Murfreesboro. We went everywhere to find these scoops. And we finally found them, and so she bought the last one. They're for sale for those who are desperate enough to to pay us more than we paid for it. We'll be happy to sell them to you, because I'm sure there's someone out there with this Super Bowl Sunday dish. But this is a pizza dip. It's really a hit with all of our guests. So.
Yes.
The only catch is all the scoops are broken.
Yeah, that's right. Which is probably why it was available.
I don't know if you guys ever tried the Frito jalapeno flavored ones. Oh my God, they're a game changer.
Delicious. Yeah.
But again, you can't find those things anywhere.
I don't have any pictures, but Shanna and I, my wife and I, are going to do a shrimp skillet queso. It's 5 different types of cheese and
that sounds disgusting because it has cheese and shrimp in it.
It's okay.
These are all her recipes, and it's going to be chili cheese dog casserole.
That's right. A Navy seaman doesn't like shrimp. Makes
I can't
0 sense.
That doesn't make any sense. More for us. So.
Yes.
There you go.
What do you got going on?
Where I'm going for the Super Bowl there, let's see, they put a brisket on the smoker last night.
Hell yeah.
So that should be coming off sometime today, and we're going to be doing some fried cod, some scallops, and we're going to have a little Cincinnati Skyline Chili.
Man,
Nice.
traitor, man. Yeah, why
Well,
you guys gotta throw the jabs on me, man?
No, fried scallops isn't a Los Angeles thing.
He's just trying out different foods from different places. What's wrong with that, man?
It looked like they might we might be sponsored by Skyline Chili. By the way, this segment brought to you by Skyline Chili.
Everybody grabs their can of chili.
Everybody get your 3-way today.
All right.
So I just showed that to my wife, and she said no. Okay.
Hey, did you write down our picks from last time?
Yeah,
John?
everybody went Los Angeles except for me. I went Cincinnati because I've been wrong every game so far. So switching it up.
Who do you like today, Scott?
I mean, my head tells me that it should be, Los Angeles. They have one of the top defenses ever, Matthew Stafford, and, the wide receivers it's crazy. The loss of their tight end does make things a little sticky for them because they don't have that threat in the middle of the field. But
next man
I
up.
don't know. I mean, how, Joe Cool he struts it around. It doesn't matter how far behind he gets.
Man. Yeah.
And it's just, so the story said it would be great to see Matthew Stafford win it. And I know you guys are surprised that I said that. My problem was never with Matthew Stafford when he was in Detroit. My problem was with the way Detroit treated it. And
Absolutely.
It was like, making him the highest paid player in the league didn't make any sense because you didn't have anybody to play with him. And that was the thing with the Patriots forever is Tom Brady was always taking the discount so that they could have defensive linemen and offensive linemen and that to protect him. It's a toss up. It's going to be close. The rookie kicker from Cincinnati, come on! I mean, he's perfect in the NFL in the thing. I think if it's close, Cincinnati pulls it out at the end, but I would not be surprised if the Rams blow them out of the building either. So
score a little
they've
bit.
got the dudes to do it too. And you look at that roster, it just, to me, you see Super Bowl written all over it. So
those first couple
if the
drives,
Bengals pull this off, that could be a major upset, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the Bengals came into your backyard and got sacked 9 times, and then sent Mike Vrabel and them guys home. I mean,
crazy.
He's not worried about getting hit.
Yeah, how do you get sacked 9 times in one game and still pull that out?
Throw interceptions on every key play of the game.
It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off 9 times.
So now the rumors around Nashville is that Aaron Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay and come to Nashville, and I will not watch a Tennessee Titans game again.
That was a rumor somewhere else too. Was it San Francisco? I don't know, somewhere else.
Well, they were talking about San Francisco also, but
yeah. Let him go to San Francisco.
We
don't want him in Nashville.
Yeah, he's not coming to Nashville.
Speak for yourself.
Well, the thing is he'll come in, he'll throw 38 touchdown passes, he'll have 3 interceptions, I'll have the highest QBR, and you'll lose in the second round. So,
exactly. Hey, speaking of Nashville, George and I are going to the Stadium Series NHL game in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to that.
That'd be awesome.
I just hope the weather's not going to be 70 degrees and they're trying to skate on slush.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun environment, an outdoor hockey game. That's so cool. So
that's always cool.
I'm really excited to be able to experience something like that.
Yeah,
who are they playing?
Tampa.
Oh,
the Lightning. Yeah,
I saw those jerseys. They got really cool jerseys for that game too.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had some mobile equipment, man, because it would be fun doing a little showdown there just before the game. But I want to take my equipment because somebody will break into the car and steal it.
Yeah, that'll be our last podcast.
I don't know if we'd be in the kind of shape that we'd need to be in.
That is true too. I mean, when you're in Nashville,
that might make it better.
This is a kids show, man. We're trying to raise money for the children.
That's right.
Raise money for the children. Nobody said we were going to act like children.
Well, Scott, man, we appreciate you swinging by and visiting with us today.
Yes.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
it's a worthy cause, and it's a lot of fun. And thank you for not hammering me like I thought you were gonna.
No, this is a
that
kid's
was
show, man.
the weird stat I had today was this is the first time the Super Bowl has hosted 2 quarterbacks with the same number 9.
Oh.
It's
and there's another prop bet that I heard about this morning. Is since this is the latest the Super Bowl has ever been played, it is the day before Valentine's Day, and will someone on the winning team propose after they win the game?
I think it's also the first time 2 number 1 picks played against each other, quarterbacks
for their first Super Bowl.
For the first Super Bowl.
And it's the 5th all-time Super Bowl where the team names are 2 wild animals playing each other.
Interesting.
And you're digging deep.
Yes. Trivia, can you name the others?
I'm not sure how wild a ram is, but I get it.
I don't have one walking around my house. So.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Before we wrap it up, I just want to mention my other podcast, TSP The Scuttlebutt. I just landed a huge interview that's coming up. I follow this guy on YouTube and on Twitter. He is a Navy fighter pilot. He used to fly the F-14 Tomcat, which was the plane that was the big plane when I was in the service. And I believe this guy actually flew on and off the same ship that I was on. And so look for that in the next 2 weeks. I'm super excited about that one.
That'd be great.
So So before we sign off again, let's go Matthew Stafford, man.
Yes, sir.
And
that is so Detroit to ride the coattails of some other team in the Super Bowl.
That's all.
I just want to say this. I really, really hope Detroit does not show their backside like Boston did when Ray Bork left the Bruins and then won the Stanley Cup with the Avalanche, and then they had a parade for him in Boston with the Avalanche's Stanley Cup. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, you couldn't get Ray Bork a Stanley Cup and then you bring him back, for this.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do something stupid like that. I just wish they would make nice with Calvin Johnson so we can get him back in the locker room and talk to the young guys. That is so stupid, man. Just pay the guy $1 million, man. He deserves it.
Oh, heck yeah, he deserves it.
Really? It's $1 million. That's it.
Yeah. I know, Martha, I know you're watching the show. Just give the man his $1 million.
I'm sure.
Well, y'all enjoy the game.
Yes.
Yeah, you too, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Enjoy the game. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
It was a pleasure,
man. Thank you for being on, man.
Yeah, it was great. All right, take care, guys.
Take care.